I'm honored to join you, not just in protest, but in power. We gather here to show our unity, our resilience, and our love and support of our families and our future. There are those who choose to use their positions to weaponize fear, to turn government agencies into engines of cruelty and hate. So many people have used that word cruelty. This is cruelty for the sake of being cruel. Instead of doing their jobs, they are dividing our country. And yet, here we are, gathered in unity. We stand together, working, dreaming, voting, winning. They struggle with walls, we succeed with bridges. Thank you, Mr. Secretary, for your report that the federal DHS Secretary has already flown away from here just as quickly as she flew in. But we aren't going anywhere. Our unity is our strength, our superpower. It is my honor and my duty to stand with you here today. Thank you.
Soy descendiente de madre michoacana y padre duranguense. Estoy aquí con ustedes, unida junto con estos legisladores y unido con ustedes los organizadores y los que están viviendo día a día estas ofensas de este presidente que nos está intentando hacer que nos hinquemos, pero no lo logrará. No hará que nosotros agachemos la cabeza, porque nuestros antepasados nos han enseñado, nos han demostrado que enfrente de la adversidad levantamos la cabeza, nos unimos con nuestros aliados y trabajamos duro para cambiar legislación aquí en el estado de Illinois, legislación importante, legislación para personas que necesitan abortos, legislación para personas que son de la comunidad gay, la legislación para proteger a nuestros hermanos y hermanas de la comunidad afroamericana que han sido día tras día arrestados solamente por cuestión de su color de su piel. Estamos aquí unidos y gracias a esta mujer, secretaria Noem, que llegó aquí, nos ha dado más fuerza para estar unidos y seguir pasando legislación y para demostrar nuestro poder. Vamos a pasar una ley siguientemente para proteger a nuestros estudiantes, a nuestros hijos, a nuestros tesoros. La ley es HB 3247 y vamos a seguir adelante pasando legislación para proteger a nuestro pueblo, porque el pueblo unido, el pueblo unido, I am the proud daughter of a mother who is from Michoacán and a father who is from Durango. I stand here today in the face of this Donald Trump administration, who is attempting to make us kneel, bend a knee. But what he does not know is that we will not. Not only will we not bend a knee, we will lift our heads high. We will stand in unity with our brothers and sisters and our allies. The state of Illinois is and always will be the safest place to raise your children, raise your families, get abortion care, get rights for LGBTQ plus community. We are going to pass criminal justice reform bills and stand by them. Yes. That is what we do in the state of Illinois. We are also going to protect our children. We're going to make them feel safe in our schools by passing HB 3247. We are going to unite and we are going to get that done. And we are here to tell you one thing, Noem. You need to go home.
I am the first Asian American elected to the Illinois State Senate. I stand here with my Asian American colleagues in the House as well, in solidarity. I am proud. I am so damn proud to be the son of Indian immigrants. And I stand here, as we do in this month, each May, every year, to gather with my colleagues, advocates, and neighbors to celebrate Asian American Pacific Islander Month, where I am reminded of the importance of having a global perspective, learning about other cultures, and continuing to connect with others. But today, I am fiercely reminded of the impact communities such as Asian American and Pacific Islanders have on our neighborhoods, our state, and our nation. As the son of Indian immigrants that struggled when they first got here, that persevered through all the discrimination, all of the hate, and that has given this person that's standing before you today the opportunity he has to represent people in the 8th District. We need now more than ever to ensure that all of our immigrant neighbors knows that we have their backs and we're going to uphold their rights. We are going to make sure they continue to have access to opportunities, continue to have their ability to thrive here, continue to have their freedom. Can you believe we're talking about continuing to have their freedom? That is the respect and dignity they deserved. Illinois has continued to be a leader in providing equitable opportunities for our new neighbors. It is clear, and it will continue to be clear, that Illinois stands with our immigrant communities. Today, tomorrow, next week, next year, the next 10 years, the next 100 years. Hate, discrimination, and fear-mongering have no place here. I am proud to live in a state that invests into their communities and ensures access to opportunities. I will continue to fight, work, and invest into the well-being of our neighbors so that they can continue to thrive in their communities like I did, like my family did. They had that opportunity because of how welcoming the neighbors were when they first got here. Everyone deserves to live in a safe place full of opportunity and room to grow.
Welcome, bienvenidos. This is the state of Illinois, where we welcome all. What we don't welcome is lies. What we don't welcome is someone coming here to try to bully our communities. That does not go unchecked. We stand together and we fight back. I was in the building earlier, and there was like a chant starting up, and I heard it was like, Nome, go home. Nome, go home. Nome, go home. Nome, go home. And that's exactly what we did. We sent her packing, we sent her back. Because in this state, in that building with these people and a lot of community members, we have worked hard to pass monumental legislation throughout the years to say that we are a welcoming state here in the state of Illinois. That we are going to provide you health care no matter what document you may or may not have. That we are going to provide you an opportunity to get a decent education in this state no matter what document you may or may not have. That pop quiz, Secretary, do you know how much if undocumented immigrants pay in taxes? What is it? I heard the Secretary say 0. Wrong answer. You failed. You can't come out here and peddle lies to get people to think that we are going to criminalize our own. It's not right, and we're going to stand up always. But we stand up together in a coalition, a beautiful coalition like this, who come from all aspects of life, all parts of the state of Illinois, who say that we know that all immigrants are human beings that deserve dignity, not live in fear. And here in this state, we're going to make sure of that.
This was a desperate attempt to get as much attention, to lean us towards a dark place in history. But when I see this room or this space, I see the hope and the light that we need in this country. I see the solidarity we need in this country. You know, standing behind us on this statue is Abraham Lincoln. And we often quote Abraham Lincoln's great speech, "A house divided against itself cannot stand." There's a second part to that speech that never gets talked about. That the country has to choose whether it's going to be slave or free. People have to make a choice. Whether we're going to expand freedom in the 21st century or we're not. Whether you're going to have the courage to stand for what's right or not. Whether you're going to be in the history books because you deported people or you stood side by side with them. I was in Germany last year. I went to a memorial. It was shocking, jarring how similar it sounded to the moment we're in now. We have a president who thinks it's okay to send people to a foreign prison in El Salvador. He doesn't care if you're undocumented or you're a citizen. He doesn't care about due process. He doesn't care about the Constitution. We cannot have people like him dictating what's happening in this country. We are the leaders of this country. We are the leaders of this moment. And we cannot let this agent of hate divide us. So I'm going to say this. People like to make some jokes, some friends of mine like to make some jokes. I'm black, Jewish, and Irish. Each one of those is a story of migration. When it comes to my black mom, she traveled from Alabama to Chicago and settled in Cabrini Green. We call it the Great Migration. When she came to Cabrini Green, she was met with hate. Now, there were some people who stood with them and some people who didn't. And in the history books, we love to talk about the people who stood with them. When it comes to my Jewish father, left Ukraine, an era of pogroms, came over to the United States to find safety. In history, when we talk about that, there's some people who stand with them and some people who don't. And when it comes to my Irish father, my adopted father, the one who raised me, who was a civil rights lawyer and a criminal defense attorney, he left in Ireland where they were being repressed, where their goods were being sent to London and they had to rely on potatoes, and a famine wiped out food. That family came over here to seek safety, dignity, and health. When I think about my friends, whether they're Latinx, whether they're black, Jewish, Muslim, all I think about is this. You're in this country because you want health, you want dignity, you want peace. And that is what we stand for.
This is a cold, deliberate, calculated campaign of terror. And it just isn't about one group. I come from a proud people that knows a bit about that terror. It's in our DNAs to suffer through while others get to dictate our lives and we have little to nothing to cling on. But that day is over in this country. That day is over in this world. Some people think that this is Trump country. We know this is God's country and this is all of our country. This is all of our state, and we're gonna fight tooth and nail to make sure that we send a message from this chamber all the way to DC and every single state in this United States of America by making sure that when they come for one, they come for all. And when you understand, like I understand, that I know when they come for one of us, the next one is on the list. And that means my people. So I come here with an open heart and a full mind and a clutched fist, ready to fight with every single person in this country to make sure that they can wake up without any terror. You are sending Americans out of this country in places we have no understanding of. And that every single American, every single person in this world, not just this nation, should stand up against it. And so I will tell you that as you see my colleagues and I stand together, we have some fights with each other. But one thing I'll tell you, like my father told me, we might fight in this house, but when you go outside, we're not fighting. We're standing together ready to fight whoever's against us. But at the end of the day, we're all God's children. And to the death of me, I'm going to fight for God's children with my brothers and sisters, no matter how you look. Solidarity now, solidarity forever.
Thanks for watching this video. Please like and subscribe to keep up to date with news from the caucus. For more information on what the senator is working on, please follow them on social media using the links in the description down below.